Well, hello and welcome back again to the Midwest Esports Conference. We just were able to wrap up the series between ONU, and they, I gotta say, performed beautifully. They came away with a 2-0 victory over Cleveland State, and now Cleveland State, they're not done yet. They have a doubleheader going into their next series. Once again, I am Captain Ahsoka, joined on the desk by Beautiful Crow. Beautiful, how are we feeling going into this next series?
Okay, so I'm feeling that this one definitely will be closer between the skill. What's the term I'm looking for? Okay, level of skill between the two teams relatively closer, I would say, but the strength of schedule has been on Cleveland's side. But yeah, going into this one, Cleveland and Simpson, it might be closer, but I'm kind of pulling more towards Cleveland State here, so we can get a look at the starting roster for this one. You already know CSU squad running back the same homies as last time and introducing Simpsons. So I'm looking at Siders and Scribe a lot to be the ones to step up on the Simpson side. Bonsai definitely can put up some good moments, but yeah, I'm looking down towards Siders and Scribe for a lot of this. So getting into it though, if this were to be the series today that goes to 3, it would be this one. But it's going to be a bloody series between the two teams.
Yeah, and this can actually be huge for the side of SC because, they're kind of lower off in the standings. They're on the latter half of the standings so far. So if they get this win, it definitely can boost them up a couple of spots. But one thing that, has me worried, and this can really go either way, is that CSU, they have themselves a game in already. So they're warmed up. They're not going to need any time whatsoever to, shake the cobwebs off. They're going to be going into this one, pretty heavy. But with that being said, they're coming off of a loss. So even though they're warmed up, the morale necessarily isn't on their side. So it's kind of a double-edged sword.
Absolutely. That is something to factor into it. Hopefully it doesn't, neg them too much. As we do confirm that map number 1 is Lotus, so we will be returning to Lotus for the beginning of the series. We saw how Cleveland did on it last time. They started off on attack, I believe, and they had a pretty decent showing. It's just the fact they weren't able to close it all out at the end of the day. Looking to see what Simpson does to answer this, as they will be starting on defense. Marvel once again on Viper duty. Lime gonna lock in that raise immediately. So it's basically it's almost a picture perfect. Yeah, I believe it is the same composition they ran. Wait, no, I think one of them did Breach rather than Sky when they played against ONU. But
yeah, Revi was on Breach last time.
Right. So they will opt to go for the Sky this time around. Still very great information gathering. Agents and the ability for flashes is just so ideal with the squad. Looking to be a bit of a mirror, as like we said. Okay, I do like that Simpson running the Breach and the Sky, though. They want to deny as much info as possible and make these attack sites an actual nightmare.
Now, you see, I'm just biased towards CSU because Viper is my #1 favorite agent. So any team that brings a Viper, I'm automatically going to lean to their side. But also, like I said, I do love the double smokes, and I like the Molly potential. Again, in the post plant, those Mollies can really buy yourself a lot of time. And not only do they have the Viper Molly with the snake bite, but they also have the Nano Swarm with KJ.
Absolutely.
So again, I love whenever we get to see double Mollies. Again, and I think that's something that often gets swept on, because we're talking about double Initiator and double Controller, double Duelist, yada, 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 yada. But double Molly, I think in and of itself is also something to take into consideration. And I think it doesn't get enough credit. But you know what? We'll see how it plays out today. Again, it will speak for itself as we get ready to head into round 1 here on Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I do love the defensive power from Simpson College's composition. Cleveland, however, I mean, like you alluded to, multiple ways of getting people off the sites, right? Whether that's snakebite, whether that's paint shells, whether that's, sky flashes or KJ swarm grenades, whatever you want to do, they can make it happen just as well as Simpson can defend. So it will come down to that prowess, down to the minute mechanical details, as it's a split map situation here off in our first round.
Yep, nothing done just yet, but look at the stack here on C. They're 3 stacking C, and I love it because, again, C is so important, and this is not a post-plant site. If they plant on C, more often than not, they're going to take the dub. So again, I love the fact that they're 3 stacking. This is the right call, is now they know they should have a little bit of an awareness that this is where the push is going to be, and now they know for sure as the utility does go out. Lime with the jetpacks, as they do get not one, but both players that were stacking C. What a play to start things off for Cleveland State.
Absolutely insane. Just regular stuff from Lime. He wants to jump in and cause as much noise and annoyance as possible. Gets the distraction, but gets the frag in the interim as well. So that's going to be 2 down. There's a great plant as well. And now Simpsons, they can't even try to do the retake because they're down 3. Scribe gets dropped immediately. The plan just all falls apart as it is Cleveland State going to be pushing and forcing their presence known onto this map.
Yeah, now only 2 players remain. Let's make it 1. As you can see, it is going to be this lone player that gets gunned down. Bonsai now literally turned into a bonsai tree as they get eliminated there. Cleveland State, they're going to take the first round win here, and they're starting off strong.
Different spellings, but, you know, admirable. But, I mean, like I said, like, if Simpson is not able to establish a good line of defense going into any sort of potential retake situation, they will fall apart here. And that's what, the 3rd pistol today that we've seen Cleveland State take on Lotus, because they won both the pistol rounds in their previous series on Lotus. I think they just have the really good opening rounds on Lotus. So we're going to see if they can continue that momentum. So once again, it's a split call. Don't even have the spike. They're just trying to figure out where we're going to go. As Lime encounters Bonsai, we'll tag him a little bit. Paint shells to follow, potentially. The Hail Mary, not going to confirm the kill, but man, is he low.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll be completely honest. You know, after Cleveland State, played on Lotus against ONU, I think they might have taken a couple plays out of their playbook, and I think that's going to give them a huge advantage here onto this game. But take a look at this. Look at the kill feed there. It's lighting up for Simpson College as they're able to take 2, and that was the shorty getting involved there. But now you can see Foe thanks to the kill feed and Scribe, and now Scully finding eliminations here, and it's a 1v1 KJ versus KJ in the spike. Hasn't even been planted.
I'm putting the turret right on top of the spike too. Foe's gonna have to work overtime to try and get this done. Gets spotted. Now it knows where it is at. Gets tagged a few from the turret shots. Anomaly has to play this so carefully. 30 seconds left. Spike has been retrieved, so they do have a little bit of time to work with here. Have to guess right. Unfortunately, not quick enough on the draw, and Anomaly just barely eking that out and putting Simpson College on the board.
Where did the Vandal come from? Who bought a Vandal in round 2? That is such a risky
That's what I need to look back at the vibes because this man got Vandal round 2 and said, all right, let's use it.
Like, I'm getting ready to say, like, where did that come from? And again, it just goes to show how risky it was because you gave it to the other team. You gave it to the Eco team, and they come out with a thrifty round, which should have been nearly a guaranteed win for Cleveland State. Now goes the way of Simpson College, and you know what? They're going to ride that wave of momentum. Omen's going to be bringing an Odin into round 3. I doubt this is how Cleveland State thought this was going to go.
Absolutely. This could not be going according to plan. Now we have to see in full might here. No, Sully's over here. Unsuspecting victim. All of them piled hard onto B, using all the utility in their arsenals. Spike is planted, though, and they're going to back off as Blight. Going to claim Lime off of that exit frag. Now, looking at the map, we see Sully trying to go for a flank. Will get spotted by a very well-placed turret as Blight is wreaking havoc on the B site.
And Cleveland State, they're getting absolutely thwarted here. I mean, there's only 2 players remaining, and the site is in full control of Simpson's College, and this should be an easy retake. This should be a free defuse for the most part, as yet another player goes down, and it will be Marvel to go down as well. But look at this. Marvel from beyond the grave, able to get in a limb just from the snake bite. So a nice little cheeky, final limb on their way out. Plus, they got the spike down, so at least they're going to be getting some spike money there to end things out for round 3.
Tiny little bit of spike money coming into their pockets, but that was really just Simpson College winning out in the chaos of that round of the B site. I mean, you saw Sully literally leave his team to try and wrap all the way around and get some frags, only to be stopped immediately. And Simpson College, like, in that small space, with all the different sorts of, utilities that they have at their availability with Breach, with Raze and Sky, just making it almost unplayable. Like vision-wise, it's like walking into a flashbang party, you know? Like you're just not, you have no awareness of what's happening. And Simpson College really did a good job of using all of that to their highest ability and claiming that round as we are into this next one, Cleveland State. Looking for some answers as they're definitely taking this round a lot slower.
Well, let's see if the slow pace of play will do them any favors. As you can see, the spike is going to be setting up over here towards C main. Not much doing, though. You know, again, they're taking their time. They're going to be having to linger back towards attacker spawn. And still no push coming through, as it does look as though they are going to try and commit to C here. But they are getting smoked off. And, of course, the KJ utility is there and waiting for them.
Okay, lying in wait. I do think C-Site might be the next target. But, I mean, yeah, not everybody from Simpsons is here to cover on this. I do see some calls to be rotated through. Look at that. Look at that, though. The call being made to rotate over to B. Yeah, they're just going to hard force on the side because they know nobody's there. But Blight just pops around the corner and drops him in the skull. Will be traded out, though. So it is now a 4v4. Spike has not been planted. Revy just now being able to do that.
Well, there we go. And, you know, this is what we talk about B. B is such a quick plant for the attackers, but it's also a very quick retake for the defenders here. But the good thing for Cleveland State is that they do have the player advantage. It's a 4v3, so the advantage definitely going in their favor as Lime, thanks to the kill feed, is able to find another in time. Now ticking against Simpson College. As Cleveland State are looking pretty strong here in round 4. Look at Sully there through the smoke, able to find the limb on Siders. As only one player remains playing peekaboo with the corner, and it will be Sully who is able to win out, as Cleveland State are able to tie us back up at 2 rounds apiece.
Now, Sully is not that type of player you want to play peekaboo with. It just does not work. It just does not work with him. He is able to win more often than not, win these 1v1s if he knows he is up on the momentum. And that's exactly what happened in that situation, right? Like, he was just able to get the lurks correctly. He was able to be in the right position. And when it comes down to it, he's not going to lose those 1v1s.
And they definitely didn't lose that one. As you can see, Cleveland State finally, again, able to show a little bit more dominance. And you got to keep in mind, you know, we even said this in the previous matchup, you know, with ONU, that it was pretty offensive sided here on Lotus. So the fact that Simpson College already have 2 rounds on the defensive side is only going to give them a little bit of a momentum boost when they get a chance to attack. So Cleveland State, they really have to pile on as many wins as possible before they have to switch sides on the spike.
Absolutely. And it's just bringing it back to the stalemate. I'm getting visions of the last series because how Cleveland State fumbled it when they did have the lead and they just weren't able to hold on to it. This Lime comes soaring through the sky. Oh my god. Takes down Blight. But it's just, they need to be able to latch onto the lead and considerably, like, just run with it, you know? It's Lime playing Headhunter here. Listen, I don't want to say he's listening to what I'm saying, but like, I mean, he kind of might be feeling some sort of way, right?
Oh, 100%, especially when you lose those 1v1s. But regardless, now you can see Cleveland State are going to be forcing themselves onto the C site here, and out goes the doggo, putting themselves right into the danger. And now you can see the Breach turns their back on Revy and get flanked by, actually they got flanked by Revy. They turned their back on Lime, and oh, that was kind of comical. I'm not gonna lie. I want to giggle, I want to laugh. But
just how he's running away. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I mean,
they ran from Lime and ran into Revy. I'm sorry, that is comical.
Arms waiting, just standing there, like, I got you, whatever. No 4K for Lime this time around, denying him the ace once again.
Oh,
but it happens. I mean, hey, kill secured, not stolen. That's what I say.
At least we do have at least one ace today, and that was from ONU. So at least there's been one. Let's see if we can get another, as round 6 now underway.
Absolutely. And it looks like all hands are heading straight towards A site. Immediately goes for the push, and Siders with a very amazing place. Page Shells manages to get 2 in the explosion, and now that puts Cleveland State at a massive disadvantage, losing 2 key members in Marvel and in Sully. And it's literally just a 3v3 because the other members of Simpson College aren't even near the site yet.
Yeah, and is this an eco round for Simpson College? Because I did see a Marshall out there in the kill feed, so I'm wondering if this is their eco round. This could be a thrifty, but it does look that there may be a rifle or two on the side of Simpson College. Is now Lime trying to fire through the smoke to find one, but not much doing there. And at this point, you have to ask, when do you decide to rotate? You have been shut down so far on the A side, and now out goes the boost packs, not able to find one, as the doggo once again will go out looking around the corner. They do get tagged by the Marshall, but they're able to put it into Bonsai first, and now from the rope, not able to confirm, but it does seem as though that the spike will go down, and now it's a 4v2.
Yep, and it's all said and done as Siders going big game hunting. Gonna pull it back for Simpson College, and that's a complete wipe and a defuse. They're sitting pretty with that money in their pockets right now, I tell you.
Absolutely, and it was a thrifty round. I had the feeling there was so many Marshalls on the field, and you know what? That's gotta be somewhat, you know, I don't know the word.
And it's an ambitious buy, I'll tell you that.
I wouldn't even say it's an ambitious. I'm trying to say that is kind of disheartening for the side of Cleveland State, because they had a rifle. They had a rifle buy, right? Mm-hmm. They had the rifle buy, and they were going up against Marshalls and got out fragged. You know, so that's kind of disappointing.
Just a little bit. I mean, it depends on what side you're on, who big of a fan you are. But no, yeah, that many Marshalls going out was actually insane compared to, you know, the rifles on the side of Cleveland. Coming into this, though, they have to keep that in mind. As like they got pulled apart, they got picked apart and pulled apart. I will say those paint shell frags were absolutely insane. Should not have happened. As the lockdown is being called here, Seaside seems to be where the party's getting started. Somebody called Nelly.
Well, here we are, and you can see Sully there over towards water. They're making their way in, able to get rid of the bots, and the util got called out as well. So again, they're clearing out all the KJ utility, and they should be able to get a free plant here. Now remember how difficult this site is to retake on, as now the spike does go down, but we have an even 5v5, and Sully is forced to back off using that TP, but they got a lot of information from
of info. Absolutely, a lot of info gained from that, and managing to pick out key information on where people are as the defensive Killjoy ultimate will come down, but it's greatly gotten rid of by Cleveland. And yeah, bodies falling left to right. Lime, oh no, Lime's doing Lime things again. Takes down Bonsai off of a 3K. Now it is only Siders who's pretty wise in the situation. I would say back off, because Cleveland State invested a lot into this round, and they want to make sure it pays off. As oh wow, you get one before he falls, but that last round, all Cleveland.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? They needed it, because again, it was a little disappointing for them in the previous round to get out-fragged by Marshalls, so they needed a very strong win, and they got it. They got a fantastic win that round. You know, they were able to come through onto C site and then plant very quickly, and I cannot emphasize on how important that is when you push C. Your main objective is to get the spike down as quickly as possible, and then try and back off site a little bit. As long as you can make it back down to the ground and get off platform, you're gravy, and they managed to do that. So again, it was a great quick play coming from Cleveland State, and now they were able to take some of that momentum back from the previous round.
Absolutely great going their way. Let's see if they can hold on to it. That's the thing we needed to notice with Cleveland. They have to hold on to the momentum that they're given. As once again, Lime jumping in with Showstopper. Unable to find their mark with it, but it's enough to dissuade them off. So there's going to be 2 ultimates invested by Cleveland State to take this C site. Viper Spit is down. Very good position. I like how much of the site that it covers. Going to dare Simpson's College to try and come in. Now they just have to win the gunfight as Lime steps out into the line of fire from Bonsai. We'll drop him immediately, and putting it at 5v4 for a hot second, but Marvel will get that lick back, avenging his brother in arms. His Siders with the operator in hand. That ain't no Marshall. That's the big brother coming out to do some damage, evening it up the best they can. Blight's trying to defuse, get a quick defuse, bro. You're reloading, you're doing the wrong thing. As it will be dissuaded, Sully making sure it sticks.
Yeah, Cleveland State gets the win, but I'll be honest, it would have been surprising if they didn't, because not only did they get the spike down on the C site, but they invested 2 ultimates. They put a lot into that push, so it was my expectation for them to take that. If they didn't, that would have been an upset from Simpson College, and that would have been a huge round. But at the same time, it was the right time to invest it, because little beknownst to them and to us that they bought an Odin and they bought an operator. So now Simpson's College is going to be hurting in the purse when they get ready to go into the next round.
Absolutely. But yeah, like, I mean, it literally was a must-win round for Cleveland State in that instance, considering how much they invested. This is the momentum starting to roll for Cleveland State, for them starting to get things going. And like, that was one of the big questions we had for them at the beginning of the day, is like, can they get this ball rolling? When they are on, when Marvel and Sully and Lime are playing immaculately, the other 2 members of the team, they're coasting, they're chilling, like, all right, yeah, we got this. They're starting to see that form find factor here. Cleveland State are up by 2, looking to keep that going.
And it looks like it's going to be a free plant over at A too, because again, the rotation went all the way back over towards C. And it's going to be an absolutely free plant here. And now Simpson's College have to play retake, which isn't as difficult as it is on C, but still a pretty tall task when you're going up against Cleveland State with an op in hand. Look at Sully just waiting, but no, they're all going to the top shelf. They're all going to rope, and no one is going to be pushing mid, as it will be Scribe to find a flank with the Stinger. And then there you have it, Sully able to connect with the op.
Okay. Oh man, Sully operating on another level here, as Fode will claim another. It's a 2v1, all said and done, as Fode coming up massive in the cubby space. Will get one, a sniper on sniper action. Who shoots first? It's gonna go for the defuse through the box. Sully has to go close quarters combat for this. Oh no, it's a disaster, as he had to switch to the Ghost for a more quote-unquote accurate finishing off, and it's just a clutch from Bonsai, who gets the defuse and the kill. Oh no.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say what I'm going to say, because I even thought about it. I was like, should I say this? But you know what? I'm going to say it. Sully, I'm sorry, but your op privileges are now taken away.
Completely revoked.
I'm sorry. Give me your op card. It has to be confiscated. You went op versus Marshall and lost. I'm sorry. I just can't think of much of a reason for that to happen. You just had to hit him in the toe.
Just had to hit him. Literally one bullet connecting anywhere on the body. All it would have taken. But I mean, man.
That's how you use an op.
Wow. White showing him how it's done. 2-for-1 special. Lime will get the return. Cleveland State. We were just talking about how they need to keep that momentum up, and they get swept rug pulled right from under their feet. To regain form as Simpson. They want to tie this up 5-5. B site. B site. All the action is Bonsai. Oh wow, this is turning from bad to worse from Cleveland. Down 2 members. Trying to fight an uphill battle. Literally is Sully lurking down. Gets 1. They don't see him. They don't see him. They did not see the shadow in the corner. Sully clutching it up for his squad once again. 1v1, just him and Siders. Oh my god, that's twice in a row, Cap. That's twice in a row. They lose the 1v1 and they get to the fuse. Oh no, Cleveland State, what happened?
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, is this Sully's redemption arc? And of course it's Siders, the one with the op in hand. And you know, it was actually the Sky that got that first initial 2K with the op. And my goodness. And we have already stated, again, just to reiterate, Lotus, from our previous matchup, we saw it was pretty attacker-sided. Simpson's College, every single win that they get on the defense is like pretty much like a bonus round, as they get a chance to attack. They haven't even had a chance to be on the attacking side of the spike yet, but I can only imagine that they are going to be starting off pretty solid, given that they already have 5 rounds to their name on the defensive side. And look at Blight again, going to get the starting frag here in round 11.
Oh my goodness. Absolute monster. Okay, we're tied up here after 2 rounds literally snatched away from Cleveland State. Sully trying not to make that happen, switched back to the Guardian. Reliable. Now it's just down to him again in the 1v3. And yeah, the defuse is there. It's just momentum has completely shifted into the pockets of Simpson's College, and they're putting it all behind those sails. Cleveland faltering here where they should not have. And this is the last round before the swap, before we reset everything and turn that on its head. Let's see if Cleveland State can defend better. Simpson's College is a formidable iron wall these past few rounds.
Yep, and it does look as though they should have a decent buy. It's a mixed buy. We'll call it for what it is. Yeah, but on the other side, they're locked and loaded. There's an Op, there's an Odin, and we've already seen what they can do with the Op. Although I will say we haven't seen much Odin play. I do want to see more of that. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes on that Omen over there. Omen, Odin. Just sound great together. They go together. Let's see what they make of it. And Blight again gets the first limb into round 12.
He's why do they keep letting him get this gun? He's a menace. A menace.
You gotta take it.
A literal menace. Okay. Speaking of taking it, looks like they want to take C-Site. No one's here from Simpson. They will burn the utility. yeah, that was there. Okay. We'll burn the utility, go to get the plant, but now the fight is on. 3v5, undergun, undermanned. They're gonna have to make a best out of a bad situation. Marvel valiantly fighting, gets one, has no HP to speak of. Will fight, throw down the Viper's Pit, retreat into the corner, try to survive, gets two. Just like that, it's even numbers. Not so much even life bars as foe, looking to push up just a little bit. Sneaks out the corner, barely wins the gunfight. But Scribe with the Odin tries to make it happen. Wow, just barely squeaking by this Cleveland State after a few abysmal rounds, managing to win the last one before the swap.
That Viper's Pit won them the round. It
100%.
Really did, because one thing that they needed to do is they needed to shut down the Op and make the Op kind of go out of play. And that's what they did with the Viper's Pit. If you want to nullify an Op, you got to throw down a Viper's Pit, a wall, smoke, something. And the Viper's Pit is perfect because they had to drop the Op. It was of no use. And then they forced the push, of course, in the post plant, and they managed to take advantage. So again, a fantastic play coming from Cleveland State to tie things up. But now they have to play defense, and they have to play a strong defense because Simpson's College, the scoreline says 6-6, but when you're getting 6 rounds on the defensive side of the spike on Lotus, that is a good round. That's a good half.
Yeah, that's a really good half. You're right, Cap. So this does call into question where's the mental at now? And honestly, my mental's on the floor after that. Opening first few seconds, and Simpsons gets 2 off of a pistol. We know Cleveland has won every single pistol they played on Lotus so far today. Right now, it's not looking quite the case. Foe's gonna walk right to Scribe. It's Sully and it's Marvel. 2 clutch players on Cleveland State. Have to really clutch it up here. Try and get this back as Marvel. Not checking the sides. Okay. Vision is obscured. But that's a flimsy wall they can shoot through, and he's trying to dodge as much as he can. Pros don't fake. He's sticking to it. You better fake that and run out. Sully gets 1 for 1. With everything going on, too many interactions on the screen. Simpson College will be pulling it back in their favor.
Yep, and take a look at this. Simpson's College starting off on the attack, starting strong. But look, they're buying up. They're buying Vandals.
They are.
And we remember Cleveland State did the same thing on their round 2 of the first half. And they gave a free Vandal away to the opposition, and it costed them the round win. So it's really going to be up for Simpson College. As you can see, they're definitely going to risk it. They're going to buy up. But now they have to make sure that they get the eliminations, because if not, you're just going to get free rifles away to Cleveland State.
Yep, and they see them coming now. Been spotted over by C. Don't know if they're going to be deciding to push up even more off the split off. Yeah, look at the call. Look at the map. Simpson College taking their time with it. Not necessarily hard committing to the C site, but could potentially be rotating over to B or to A for the looks of things.
And now look what Fode.
Oh, wow.
They're trying to get a right click here. They're just going to be playing for a cheeky play. And then the doggo just kind of ruined everything. They gave the game away, but they're still able to head click even after being concussed. Still able to land their shots. I mean, it might not be enough to get the win, but that's still a great play from Fode.
It's enough to push them off the C site, Cap. That's what it is. Look at this. Is a hard call from Simpson College to rotate across the map over to A. Nobody from Cleveland is there right now. Might be a good time to call your buddy and says, hey, we need to check up on a new site. So you do see most people, you do see most of them rotating over just because they have that inkling, that feeling. Revy will be the first to initiate contact. He's behind everyone. Grenade was dropped though. So I will give information out as yeah, it's gonna send the dogs, try to get something. Figure out where everybody's at. Does spot out one. Now, look at this line. Look at this line. They are stacked 4v4, completely vertical from each other. Simpson College taking the back corners of A site here. And what? What? No, I need a different POV because I want to know what Blight just did to get all those kills back to back to back to win Simpson College that round. That's absolutely insane.
Too bad it's off screen. You know, you don't get to see it. That's the power right there. You know, that is what Blight is good at. You know, they're just there to stack and get a limb so fast that you can't even get a chance to see it. Blink and you miss it. And guess what? We blinked, but we shouldn't have. You never blink on Blight. You miss all the action. And with that, Simpson's College now going up 2, and they get a chance to get themselves a bonus round. And so far, the only team to actually secure one was ONU on Haven. Let's see if Simpson's College can secure their bonus, or will Cleveland be able to get their first round win here in the second half?
Can't blink on Blight is absolutely correct, because this man has been pulling rabbits out of hats with the way he's been playing some of these rounds for Simpsons. It's working, putting them at 8-6 here. Cleveland State, not so happy-go-lucky on this Lotus pick anymore.
And I like the slow play coming from Simpson's College. You know, we always talk about it, and you know what? I got to tell you, Simpson's College, they're just really good at taking their time. Even when they were on defense, going for retakes, it was never just an all-out rush, which is what ONU does, and they do it well. But Simpson's College, they know what they're good at. They're good at picking and choosing their fights, and they're good at taking their time and playing the clock. So again, we're seeing 2 completely different play styles here on Lotus, and you know what? I'm all for it. I love seeing it.
Yeah, 2 different schools of thought. You know, you have the bum rush tactic, but then you have to draw them into deep water tactic. But this time, Simpson College, they wait a little bit, but then they're like, and here we go. Okay, well-coordinated 5-point strike, jumping immediately onto the C site. Spike is planted. Now they're just going to play the map, play the field, see how far they can push Cleveland State, who's they lost to. They're backing off immediately. We've seen them do it before. We know they don't want to even try to contest it if they don't feel like they can retake the site. They're saying, all right, we can refuse to lose a few more rounds. We'll go ahead and concede this one, and honestly, I think that's a great play.
Oh, it was 100% a great play. And if there's one thing that we know for sure, it's that captain often caps. It just goes hand in hand, and I like to exaggerate. But honestly, the first thing that went off in my head when Simpson's College planted on the C site was GG.
Not the GGs. Not the
Good
GGs.
Round. Yep, GG. You planted on C Spike, you got a 5v3. GG, good round.
Well, it will be a go next. By Cleveland State, now that they have manpower back.
That's the bonus round, my dude. They won 3 consecutive.
Bro, I'm telling you, Simpson's College, absolutely insane right now. But yeah, I mean, now that Cleveland has some, more money in their pockets, we do see that their defense has not been as, coordinated as their attack has, but it's not without its highlights.
I'm just thinking to myself, though, how is Simpson College in the latter half of the standings? If they have played the way that they're playing right here on Lotus throughout every single game, there's not a doubt in my mind that they'd be going toe-to-toe with ONU right now. They'd be in the number 1, number 2 spot, and at the very least the number 3 spot. They're playing phenomenally, and I'm wondering how are they, on the other half of the standings right now?
Well, I mean, I did say that the strength level between these 2 teams is a lot closer than our last series between ONU and Cleveland. And Simpson, when they arrive on the day, if they show up all in full force, they're going to do stuff like this. Absolutely punish their opponents at every single opportunity. But if they try this kind of stuff against the caliber of other teams above them, it doesn't necessarily go that well, It does come down to the players' mechanics at the end of the day. And now, Simpson College first to double digits here on this Lotus pick. Cleveland definitely likes so much.
I'm kind of just thrown through a loop right now because we talk about, somewhat of, flexible duelist. Well, not even duelist, but flexible agents. For
Yes.
example, we were talking about how Phoenix, they're flexible. They are duelists, but they can sometimes double as initiator. Right. And then, we've also talked about, how Viper is a controller, but they can kind of double as sentinel too. They're good at holding site and they're good at playing post plant. Whereas, I'm looking at this Sky from Simpson's College and they are playing like, pardon my French, they're playing like a daggum duelist. Like, they're going insane. They're opping, they're swinging, they're head clicking. They're playing out of their mind. I've never seen a Sky play like that.
Yeah, absolutely fearless the way they've been playing. And I will give them all the credit in the world for that, as Marvel maybe a little angsty and angry here. Finally getting something back on the board for Cleveland State. They're down by 4 here. Looking to claw their way back. Very, very slow pushes. Oh no, Sully. Watching the long angle, gets popped in the short. Siders with 3. Maniacal mayhem going crazy. Yeah, that's going to be another plan. That's another site for Simpson's College. Cleveland with only 2. They're opting to actually go into this though. Maybe looking for the op to recover, but no, this point blank flash. Not going to work on Fode. Managing to pull it back. Dirty Bird, not going to do nothing here. Look at this. Look at the map now. Look at Fode, look at Marvel. On hit from 2 different parts. Not exactly together, as the teammate will rejoin the rest of them. 2v3. Time is ticking away, though. They have to be decisive with what they're going to go for. As Siders catches Fode slipping, looking at the wrong thing. Marvel steps on the swarm grenade, gets 1 frag out. No ace for you, good sir. Opta tries to go for the defuse, but he's in between a rock and a hard place, between a blight and an anomaly, and that will be Simpsons going up to 11.
I just want to reiterate that I'm not pulling for one side or the other. I have no bias. I just like seeing aces and thrifties. Those are my favorites. And believe it or not, I actually like thrifty rounds more than I like aces. That's just me, though. I like seeing when a team can make a lot happen with just a little. To me, it speaks volumes to the amount of skill that a team has, especially, being able to work as a team and perform as a unit. But those aces are just something special. It's a nice little cherry on top of your gameplay. But unfortunately, we didn't get to see it. Regardless, still only 1 ace for today. I think I don't recall another one. Might be escaping me. But regardless, we're now well into the next round, and boy, oh boy, Cleveland State finally showing up.
Yeah, they're gonna get something back. A little bit of nice little bite to sink their teeth into. But it's gonna need a lot more than that. Lion needs to put on that insane LeBron level performance as he jetpacks away, only be caught by Scribe while he's reloading. Another 2v2, but the teammates are nowhere near the site trying to cover it. Now, the plant has not been started yet. The spike has not been initiated here. Oh, wow. Fode. Clear line of sight, unable to actually land the shots they need. Gonna throw a grenade far deep into the spot. Okay, that actually will prevent Anomaly from planting for just a moment, but no, it's gonna get down. Finally, heavy investment here from Cleveland State. They need to win this round.
It is a must-win round because if Simpson's College take it, then they're going on to match point, and Cleveland State are probably going to be forced into an eco, so they really don't have a choice here. They have to bring their best, and they have to waste not. So that includes utility, that includes your ultimates. You have just got to go for broke, and here they are now going for the defuse. They get it to half. Fode able to trade out. Now only one player remains, and it will be Marvel to come in clutch and will keep Cleveland State alive as they will come away with the defuse and a much needed round win.
Okay, that literally was a much needed win. That was do or die time for Cleveland. Their economy would have been broken otherwise. And now it gives them a new lease on life here. Still, not a lot of wiggle room to work with. Every single round after this has to be perfect. Simpson does have a small habit of choking and falling down in these later rounds. Not necessarily the case here. Cleveland State making them work extra hard for it.
Yep, that they are. Oh my goodness. Again, Cleveland State just hanging on here on Lotus. The blinds in the utility are going out early here.
Very early.
Over towards that C site, and the spike's not even there. Like, they're investing so much and no one is there on C. The spike and the rest of the crew from the side of Simpson's College are already on A.
Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, yep. Everybody's on A. Fode's by themselves saying, hey guys, I hear some footsteps. What's going on here? Doesn't have his gun up high enough. Light, great flick, taking him out. Now the plant finally happening for Simpsons here. Rest of the squad from Cleveland State pushing onward. Sully, thinking about it? Okay, just gonna shoot out Paranoia. I love that. Has TP available, should he use it? Has the Omen ultimate. He wants to try and reposition somewhere cheekily. Lime, the first to enter always. Marvel at his back. There's a 1-for-1 trade. Managing to stay alive here. Ooh, it's very, very scary. Time is ticking away here. They have to be perfect with this. Marvel gonna walk straight into 2, down into 3, and it's a team-wide ace. Simpson's College at map point.
Yeah, that they are, and I got to tell you, they performed very well. Again, that was I don't know what they did to debate Cleveland State to investing so much on C, but I feel bad for Fode. One, because A site is really not the place I would place KJ more often than not, unless they're sitting on ropes, because again, there's really not too many quick ways for escape like there is on C. You got 2 different alleyways. You got one towards waterfall, one towards defender spawn. So, you know, there's avenues for escape, and you can see they're setting the KJ up there onto C site this time around. And, you know, again, I feel bad for Fode because, you know, I don't even think they heard footsteps because they heard a whole second line marching their way. Yeah. And there was really nothing they could do. They couldn't get away in time. But, oh, well, let's see if they can improve their odds here. Now, wow. Looking for the blind fire and manages to find at least one.
Oh, that's going to spell disaster for Cleveland State here. Viper's Pit used in an area no one's even trying to party at. Fode with the Guardian, though. Doing what they can to shore up the difference, putting it at a 3v3. So even in the odds, for just a moment, now his teammates have fallen. It is up to him in the 1v3. Make it happen. Make a miracle effort to do so. Time not on his side. Neither is the manpower. Has his turret. Eventually set that down. Catch a scribe, not looking. Opts to switch over to the Vandal. Okay. So go for a bait on the defuse, but the swarm grenade just now getting tripped. That's not going to be it. That's not going to be good for him. Paint Shell as well. Util denying him his victory. Wants to try to go for this kill, but it will not be enough. Does not have enough gas in the tank to carry him over the finish line. At Simpson's College going up 1-0 over Cleveland in game number 1.
I still don't understand how Simpson's College is in the latter half of the standings. It makes no sense. You got to keep in mind, right now, from what we have seen, CSU are higher up in the standings than Simpson's College. And not by like a close margin. It's actually a couple of spots. Yeah. So I'm wondering, if they just perform like that every single game on every single map, they're going to be going toe-to-toe. They're going to be in the podium, the top 3, if not the number 2 spot. I'm truly impressed with how Simpson's College were able to perform there in game 1.
Oh, for sure. It definitely felt they were punching up their weight just a tiny bit. I mean, yes, Cleveland State is above them by a few spots, but second and third are tied with the series score and whatnot. So, I mean, it's really looking over like 1 spot technically, but all the teams right now in the middle of the pack are relatively close with each other. There's not a huge, vast difference in gapping between the teams. With Simpson College, like I said, on their days that they can be good, like they have showed us, they can contend very well. And in this game number 1 did get a little bit closer. We might have seen an overtime scenario, but very good job by Simpson College to clutch it out and take game number 1. But don't go too far. Gotta take a tiny little break. Come back. Got game number 2 to see if it's Simpson taking the sweep or we get into game 3. We'll be right back.
Well, here we are yet again, back for the Midwest Esports Conference. Once again, I am Captain Etsuka, joined on the desk by Beautiful Crow. We just got to see another Lotus map, and it was a doozy. Although, unfortunately, for the side of CSU, they did fall yet another map, and it will be their opposition that find themselves on the match point as once again, Beautiful Crow, we get ready to go to Haven.
Yeah, it's another series of 3-site maps for Cleveland, and here's hoping it's a prettier picture than last time around. It was an absolute smackdown. It was like The Rock made a guest appearance and decided to just hit everybody with people's elbows and rock bottoms, and I'm like, all right, I guess, you know, that's what we're doing. Cool. But no, we know how actually like degree-wise close in skill both of these 2 squads are with each other, but I'm really needing to see a lot more step up from the core 3, you know, from that Marvel, from Lime, from Sully, actually be able to bolster up, get Fode and Revy online and allow them to come with them. But like on the side of Simpsons, they should keep playing like they did. I don't have any faults in their gameplay, in all honesty. They just need to keep playing as they were. They could potentially get a 2-0 on the day.
Yep, that they could. But keep in mind, going from Lotus to Haven is a bit of a change up. It is still a 3-sided map, but different play styles are in the meta. Of course, onto Lotus, you really have to play some of that, head-on defense, especially on the C site. Whereas on Haven, it's all about the post plant. You've got to play for retake when you're on the defense. So again, we're going to have to see how both of these teams adjust. Once again, you got to keep in mind that this is CSU's second time on Haven today. So they should have a little bit of an advantage, being that this is their first time there for Simpson College, and we can see already what we pretty much expected to be the meta composition.
Yep. About the same compositions, very low room for wiggle room, except if you want to change out your duelist depending on the play style. Well, I'm going to go ahead and immediately get that raise back. Now, I mean, it's a very stock standard. Yeah, we don't even need to talk about that. We do need to talk about positioning and how they're going to be playing. Like we established, post plants, very, very prominent on this Haven map. The A site, there was a weird habit that in last series that Sully did where he'd stick C site for the entirety of the round while his team was fighting on a different site. They do not need to do that again. I repeat, they do not need to do that again. They need to stick together as small 2-3 man squads and roam around, provide coverage where they can. I mean, I know it's hard because it is a wider map, but definitely whenever you're undermanned, you have to be able to shore up that difference as fast as possible.
Yeah, and I like that we're seeing nearly a mirror matchup here. The only difference being so far, and will be solidified, is that, on the attacking side, coming from Simpson's College, they're going to be bringing the Jet, whereas for CSU, they're going with the Rays. And you know what? People have been concerned about the recent nerfs being made to Jet. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference. I don't think Jet mains have been phased too much because from the games that I've been seeing, in the competitive space for Valorant, I have yet to see a real dip in pick percentage for Jet. They seem to be doing a-okay.
Oh yeah. No, definitely Jet still high priority. I mean, just a tiny clip to her ankle, so to speak.
It's more of a nuisance than anything else.
Yeah, right, exactly. So definitely not too much of an issue there. So Simpson starting on attack will decide to play this. It's definitely going to be important. Momentum for both of these squads is so key to how they play.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm glad that we got to see Sully there practicing their melee because they're spot on. They were 100% on those targets, dead center every time with the melee. So you better watch out for Sully.
Absolutely is getting into it here. Pistol rounds. Cleveland's usually good at them. They've only lost one pistol round today. Well, no, they lost every single pistol on Haven. Now I think about it. Yeah. They can do better. I believe in it. Yeah, definitely. It's not the same team. Different look. So different approaches. Speaking of approaching, team hard stacking in garage area. Marvel might have the scouted though.
Yep, different approach for different folks, as they are forcing their way onto the C site from garage. Great swing, as now they will find themselves a two-piece. Sully getting in on the mix thanks to the kill feed, able to find one. It's going to be a 4v3 as the spike goes down, and look at Sully. They're going for the deep flank, and they should be able to find one, but Cider's shot is on target. Straight to your brain to feel the pain. Sully goes down, and L Lime has to operate from inside garage.
All he literally did was take a step out to the left and just immediately take him down. Just all can of worms for Cleveland State here in this pistol round. Is Simpson's collapsing as a squad, brute forcing their way in. Yeah, Cider's gonna go ahead and take that. Give him a 3K for the round because he deserves it. Simpson's going up one. They're just dismantling Cleveland on the pistol, making it look so easy.
And again, Simpson's College, they were able to accrue a much needed amount of momentum there in round number one, because it's only gonna even build further here in round number two, and you can tell they're already still riding that wave of momentum as they are able to take the pistol round pretty dominantly, and now they're looking pretty strong. As look at this, they're already changing up their presences. Once they were set up on garage in round one, now it looks like they're gonna go sewers and go to A, and there's not a single defender there.
Yeah, you're completely right in that regard, but stepping out into the courtyard, Lime spots Ciders and gets his revenge immediately, dropping him. Yeah, nobody at A. Nobody at A. Whether that's Simpson or Cleveland. All has been made. They're saying, all right, let's take it. You see everybody in Cleveland sticking towards the spawn area, trying to get this deep flank. They could position them from 3 different positions if they play this right. Spike has been planted. Will be seen from downwind on A long. Yeah, now the fight is 100% on.
And I got to tell you, Cleveland doing really well with the pistols. There's only 1 player who remains. And they're trying to stay alive here as they do manage to find one, but eventually they do go down. That was a great round coming from Cleveland State. Way to make the comeback here and not give them anything for free. Huge thrifty round to, you know, again, to start off their half. And they get some free weapons because of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw the literal 3-point strike they decided to do. They heard that Simpson decided to one funnel push onto A. They're like, oh, bet we can wrap around from spawn, we can wrap around from mid, we can wrap around from attacker spawn, or defender spawn as well. Like, it just went all up in the air for Simpson when they realized they're getting attacked from multiple angles and couldn't react in time.
And Simpson's College now, they're going to have to go into the save round here. They were thinking about buying up. You know, we did see a couple of rifles there, but instead they opted out for the full save, and I don't blame them, as they're going to have to get ready for round 4, because round 3 definitely favoring Cleveland State right now. But who knows? You know, we just saw Cleveland State thrifty. It's definitely possible for Simpson College to do the same.
Absolutely the case. Potentially ping-ponging rounds back and forth, 1-1, 2-2, etc., etc. But Simpson College looking to have a little bit easier of a day. Are going to watch this one play a lot slower. Already about at a minute, and no hard calls have been made. See some pushes up in middle, just a little bit by Simpson's College. Lime is on the site though. Cleveland can sniff this out. Should it go wrong?
Yeah, but they have a bulldog in hand, and the rest of Simpson College have just pistols and sidearms. Let's see what they can do with it as they force their way on, and already Lime able to get one through the smoke and avoided the danger. Oh, they swapped, and they still managed to come out with the bulldog in time to find another elimination, as Simpson College is now down to their final 2, and they lost control of the spike.
Lime? What black magic are you conjuring up to win that 1v1? Homie got caught switching to his guns twice and managing to still come out on top with the frags. Simpson College might just have to give this one, might have to concede this one, because there's no momentum on their side. Oh no, Scribe's going to walk right into the waiting arms of Revy, clean it all up. Lime finishing it off with a nice 3K to end the day. Flawless round coming out for Cleveland, answering back hard.
Yep, that they are. That's a save round. That's exactly how an eco round is kind of supposed to go. I mean, you're not really supposed to pop off like Cleveland State and get a thrifty, especially when you have the weapons advantage. You know, Simpson College, I think they just got caught out of pocket both rounds, and they kind of gave a couple of limbs away for free, and they got punished for it. But now Simpson College, after opting out for the full save, they gave a round up, but now they should be able to take a round back, as they're going to be able to buy up and get some rifles on the board. And that's really how Valorant goes. Sometimes you got to give a little to get a little.
Absolutely. And now looks like Simpsons are giving it their all. Hard shove on to C, reckless abandon. Everyone is there, aside from Lime, who's waiting in the wings potentially to be called upon when needed, as Marvel get the first drop on Scribe through the smoke. Revy's good for 2. The bulldog goes roof roof. Answers back immediately. Cleveland State. Siders will drop Lime. Anomalies fell to 2. Only Siders against 3. No HP to speak of. Yeah, small little gust of wind will knock him down. And Marvel's going to go ahead and close that out as Cleveland up by 2. Looks like they're the ones in the momentum pushing forward.
You know what, that's crazy, because this is just a complete turnaround from the map that we saw on Lotus, where Simpson College were just absolutely popping off. And, you know, Haven, also much like Lotus, tends to be an offensive-sided map. I feel like it goes really back and forth sometimes. And, you know what, Haven I honestly consider to be more neutral than anything. So, again, Simpson College, who had a fantastic time on the offensive side of the spike on Lotus, now not doing so hot here on the attack. And Cleveland State, they're playing Haven the way it's meant to be played. And you know what, if they keep this up, they could find themselves with a very big early advantage in the first half, and that could be exactly what they need to try and send this one to a game 3. As you can see, we're already underway, and Sully has the read on 2, and this is going to be a lot of crossfire going down here on C main.
Yeah, tagged Siders. Didn't quite take him out, but dropped him relatively low. And there's no heals on either side. No Sky, no Sage to be found. So your damage is going to be lasting through the round until you're taken out. As Lime with a great flank will be able to catch out Scribe. Trying to lurk, trying to be a little sneaky. But will be caught like a rat in a trap. See what answer is from Sully here. Holding down C like usual.
And that's what you want to do. You want to stack at least, bare minimum 2. I would say a bare minimum 2. You stack on a site where you have already seen pressure, and then you throw 1 on the opposite side of the map and try and catch some players out of rotation. And that's what we saw. They managed to get a free pick. That was a free pick, and now they have the player advantage. And now they have more than what is necessary to come away with another round win here. And you could see Cleveland State putting a lot more respect on Simpson College. They are not peeking up. They are not pushing up, and they're not playing overly aggressive. They're taking their picks as they come, and that's going to lead to yet another round win.
Yeah, absolutely. Great coordinated strike by Cleveland State to make sure they had that one. Next phase, new buy. Try to do it all again. And yeah, Simpson just falling apart. This, I believe, this is the first timeout of the series.
I think so too, because we did not see a timeout on Lotus, at least from these two teams. Back when we were doing Cleveland State versus ONU, yeah, we did see a timeout, but no, not between these two teams. And it's going to be from Simpson College. And you know what? I think they needed it, and I'm really glad that they're calling their timeout early rather than later, because before too long, this match might be too far gone. So again, Simpson College, they really need to pull this game back into their favor now.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. It's starting to get to the point where it might run away from them after they did so well on map number 1. Cleveland State showing that the previous series was not their best on this Haven. They're currently up 3 rounds, and it's a tall order. I mean, it's still quote-unquote early on. I see if there's like 2 more rounds and you falter, then hey, yeah, Simpson College. What are y'all doing? But hopefully this time I get them sorted up, get them back on the right track so they can give us a good game here. Cleveland State gonna do their best ONU cosplay and completely stomp them out.
Well, let's see if the timeout worked in favor of Simpson College. As you can see, once again, Cleveland State clearly are not hurting in the purse. They're able to buy up, but now you can see it is going to be a rifle round as Simpson College look like they're coming out with all Vandals now. All that needs to be done is execution, being able to use what you managed to buy. So let's see who's going to come out on top, as it is going to be another garage push coming from Simpson College.
Yep, okay. Looks to be the case here. Wow, Blight. Great shot, going to take that out. Siders with another, dropping it down to a 2v5 here. Cleveland has been known to concede these rounds before when they drop this low, manpower-wise. Potentially going to be another case of that here, as Fode is up, whereas the teammate is very far off. Well, opting to regroup and rejoin him, though.
Only 2 players remain on the side of Cleveland State right now, and I got to tell you, Simpson College, again, they did well. They took control of the C site. They operated very quickly. Now Blight deciding to show up, and you got to keep in mind, Blight was the real standout player there on Lotus, but they've been kind of quiet so far here on Haven, so it's nice to see them wake up a little bit and find not 1, but now 2 back-to-back limbs, finishing the round off with a 3K and getting a much-needed flawless victory for Simpson College.
Literally body stacked right on top of each other. They tried that angle twice over, and it didn't work between Fode and Marvel. Simpson, yeah, like you said, they needed to win that round. To be pretty happy with themselves after getting that one. We continue onward here. They're looking to tie it up and surpass them. Cleveland State, that is. Simpson College going into this one with some good credits in their pocket. Rifles galore sticking around.
Yep, they get themselves a nice little chunk of change, because again, had they lost that round, they would have been forced into another eco, but it's still not going to be enough. It's not enough just to win 1 round. In order to really make a comeback in terms of economy in Valorant, you have got to win 2 consecutive rounds back to back. And look at this, Simpson College already giving up a limb early there. Scribe is the first to go down.
Yeah, Lime just catching him slipping, and now switches to his Phantom that he picked up. Nice little looting going on there. Oh, the gun is visible. The gun is visible in Marvel. Absolute immaculate aim. We'll take them down. And now Simpson College, we were just saying they were looking really good in that last round. Falling apart here. Next, as they push hard on the side, they're opting just to go into this chaos. Marvel does have the Killjoy ultimate in their back pocket should they choose to use it. That Recon Dart's going to give him all the info he actually needs and wants. Back-to-back flawless rounds in Cleveland State, looking alive here.
And tell you what, it was like an all-you-can-eat Vandal buffet on the C site. I mean, there was so many free weapons there, and, you know, they just really ate. But you know what, for a moment, let's do some more Captain and Crow show, okay? Because I'm going to ask you, beautiful Crow, are you a Vandal or a Phantom user? How do you feel about those?
Oof. It's so funny because at the start, I really was just a Vandal purist.
Same.
You know, coming from CS, being an AK enthusiast. But I do love the feel of the Phantom. I opt to play more so for like longer ranges anyway. The quickness of it, just the sleekness of it too. Yeah, I'm Team Phantom currently.
Yeah, I'll be honest, when I first started, you know, I was very Vandal heavy myself because my headshots were garbage. Still are, for the record. My headshots are still garbage, so I relied a lot on that up recoil to aim for chest and then recoil up into the headshot. But, you know, after watching Shopify Rebellion play a couple of times, I noticed how good that their players are with the Phantom, and it made me started to want to use it because it has a faster rate of fire. And you know what? It actually has gotten me to the point where I am learning to just work on my crosshair placement and just get headshots. You know, it really is just a matter of get better, get good. And you know, I gotta say,
yes.
Yeah,
no
now,
way. Oh my god.
Now I'm team Phantom.
Blight is unhinged. That is complete unhinged sofa behavior here. Using the ultimate, knowing that they're funneled into that corridor where they were defusing. That was just so good. Vandals be damned. It's all about the Hunter's Fury at the end of the day, apparently. Simpson's going to grab them a third round here. It costs a lot to get them that win, but they managed to do so.
I mean, that's the point of the ultimates, isn't it? You know, when you're running low on economy and the game's not going your way, they're supposed to be the game changer. You know, the ultimates are supposed to be something that, you know, pulls a little bit of momentum back into your favor when you're not doing so hot. And, you know, the Simpsons College and, you know, Blight specifically were able to use that ultimate when they were hurting in the purse. And now they have an opportunity to try and garner some momentum in terms of economy because they've been hurting. They really have. And now, like we had mentioned earlier, they got the one round. Now they have to win 2 in a row if they really want to try and make a difference.
Yep. 2 in a row. Break that economy. Break the morale. Break the spirit. Crush his spirit, Randy. 10 points if you know what that's from, movie-wise. But it's just keeping that ball rolling here. Now, this is kind of scary because we know whenever Cleveland State opt for a slower game pace and a slower game state, it's because they're thinking. They're trying to get the gears cooking to make something happen. When Simpson's College does it, however, that's because they usually have some sort of sneaky plan up their sleeves. And oh wow, okay, so this is gonna be the plant. It does get planted. Normally we'll lose their life for it, as Foe did hear everything they were doing. Now, radar dart online, gonna go for them shock dart lineups. This is interesting. Okay, they're investing a lot. Cleveland State really want this round. They do not want Simpson College to keep gaining momentum like this. Is Lime blast packing onto site, gonna push them away, chase them in the corner. There's nowhere for them to go. The paint shells are great. Bonsai Insiders both fall because of it. Blight will get a return on the Sully, but that will not be enough as Lime is going on an absolute killing spree here. Spike defuse and the team is wiped. Cleveland State throwing the kitchen sink at Simpsons and they could not dodge.
Well, again, that's how you got to use your ultimates. We saw the Hunter's Fury come out first, which, by the way, was extraordinary. And then you had the lockdown as well. That's how you want to use your ultimates, especially when, you know, you're kind of going down around Simpson College. They took around with their ults. Cleveland State used theirs to answer right back. But I got to focus on Fode for a minute because they literally went fishing on a site. They left the site completely free. No one was there, and Simpson College thought they had a free plant, but Fode literally set the bait out, and Simpson College bit hook, line, and sinker and went right into the Hunter's Fury, giving away a free limb. And now here we are in Garage, and it will be Anomaly to find the first limb here in round 10.
All right, died first last time, gets the first frag this time. Nah, Busta, we ain't doing this. Okay, but Revy, though. Ooh, no, we need to go back. We need to go back to Revy. He has an idea. He has a sight. We know C is going to be going crazy, and he gets a double spray down with the God Hammer from Odin. Looks for a third here. Peeks around the corner. manages to spin and swivel on that turret head and makes it happen. Trying to shoot through the box, not quite enough. Incinerate might be there to get something. But no, Spike is down. It's a 2v2. Anomaly, where you're looking, not in the right space. You're not cooking with Crisco, baby. It's Revy looking for a 4. Give him the 5. That is the ace with the Odin. Absolute insanity coming on Cleveland State. Happy to get that one.
Yeah, right now they're literally feeding Revy. I mean, Revy already getting the ace. Thank you goodness we finally get to see another ace. And not only that, but they gave him half of the spike as well, giving themselves another special point for their ultimate. So then the Rolling Thunder should be back in play.
He's literally already 1 point
soon.
away. Literally already 1 point away.
They have what they need in order to get the Rolling Thunder, because it's almost inevitable that Revy will find another elimination here. And you know what? Normally it's the Sova Odin combo that we see the most. It's not often that you see the breach on the Odin, but I gotta tell you, Revy definitely making a case for it here today.
Absolutely, you know, just stun him, incinerate him, you know, blast him to a crisp. It fits Breach's character to be able to use an Odin, you know, like big old beefy robotic arms, Viking man with a giant minigun. I mean, come on, like it's literally writing itself.
Well, here we are now going into round number 11, almost done here in the first half. Cleveland State doing a lot better this time out. They have a 4-round lead, looking to make it 5.
Oh, wow.
As Lime already with the wall bang, thanks to the kill feed, able to find 1. Fode still trying to find their first limb here on A, but they're going to have to back off. They're going to have to give side away, which is the right call, which is the right play. Yes. Again, Haven is a retake defense type of map. So again, that's a great play coming from Fode.
Okay, though. What is the plan here? The plan is for Lime to jump in, spins around, gets tapped by Siders immediately. Oh, wow. All right, now they're going to opt for the Killjoy ultimate, but I don't think it's in the best position. Revy trying to tap with the Odin. That's new. Siders good for 2. Dashes in. Tries to go for 3. We need to get rid of Revy. He's doing so much damage. Being able to create space. Actually switches for the Vandal. A little bit more reliable than the Odin here. Going to stop this momentum. Goes for Flick. Does not get it. Yeah, they know where he is. It's just a matter of taking him down eventually. And Sully does not want any of that smoke. Actually, hunted down by Siders, who says, anything you can do, I can do better. This Jet's going to get an ace over you. In the last round before the swap, a much-needed win for Simpson's College. That's a nice boost of the arm.
That's 2 aces in 1 game.
Yay.
That's wonderful.
Back to back.
Actually, not even. It's 2 aces in 1 map. You know, just 1 game.
In one half, babe. In 1 half.
That's nutty. That is insane. And now, right before the half ended, Simpson's College do get a much needed boost. But honestly, you know, an 8-4 split isn't that bad. But I got to tell you, a 7-5 looks a lot better.
I mean, yeah, I would definitely take everything that I can get in this case. And Siders is going to agree with me wholeheartedly. Takes the scalp of Sully. No lurks to be had around in this game. And now look at the map. Hard line towards C. Revy going back to the Odin. He rebought an Odin. You know what? Might as well. Last round. Spin it all. We will see. Marvel is there. Has it scouted. Defensive setup is starting to arrive. Oh, wait. This could be so scary. We know that he has it. He sees something. He sees Blight just barely, but no. Blight will get away just shy of dying here. Mike is planted, though. Cleveland State looking for a retake.
That was the cheekiest lurky turkey I've ever seen. Siders had no business being there, for the record.
No reason at all. Like, why was you there? That's one of those angry,
there's no reason.
That's one of those like angry in chat lights. Yeah, I was like, why was he there? Who even camps that? What's going on?
I'd be pissed. Like, if I was in my rank game, like, oh no, this is my rank up game and I get caught by this lurky turkey. No. But now take a look at this. The retake, so strong until the rebuttal coming from Siders, looking to get another ace, is gonna have to settle for a 4K, as that will be the end of the half. And I gotta tell you, Simpson's College, they really brought it back in their favor after that timeout.
Siders is a superstar. That's all I want to say. Oh my God, just an ace into a 4K, literally winning those rounds for his team. Like, he was the reason they won those rounds. Getting that key lurk in that space that he should not have been in. No reason for him to be in that pocket. But then also getting the snipe onto the person defusing the spike. Just like, coming up so good for this squad. Now they're too shy of tying it up here. We are in the new phase of game number 2. Cleveland State, they want to snuff out the momentum and keep the ball rolling in their favor, whereas Simpson's College, they're climbing up high.
Yep, that they are. And here we go. Now it is the first round of the second half. It's all fair and all square. We're back to the Pistols as Lime forces their way in onto the B site. And they take full control here. Keep in mind, B site on Haven is different than that of Lotus. There's only 3 entryways instead of 4. So it is a little bit harder of a retake, as it will be Cleveland State to force their way out, find 2 eliminations, and it will be yet another, as it is going to now be a 2v3 here in the post plant. And Ravi is the last player you want to have guarding Spike, as Siders is able to put an end to them. And now Siders finds another. It's a 2v1, as Fode is the last player standing. They still have to try and stick the defuse. They send out the owl drone, not being able to find much, as now the dart goes out but is destroyed. Fode pushes, they find one, but they can't get the elim in time. They get the elims, they get the frags, but they don't get the win.
They wind up getting the defuse off literally just in the nick of time. Fode trying to go for right click city, making it work, does get the kills like we said, but just barely getting that full defuse for Simpson. They're going to be happy about that one. Regardless of how that ended, they at least got another one on the board, and that money goes in, that massive money goes into their pocket.
Yep, that it does. And, you know, at the same time, it's not going to be enough to buy up, but it is enough to keep Simpson's College from fully buying up. Again, they're going to be able to get like some Bulldogs, some Spectres, but they're going to be low in the shields. Like if they're investing that much into weaponry, their shields got to be looking kind of low, if at anything. So we'll see how they play it out, as already you do see Simpson College again going to be stacking that KJ onto C site, and Lime forces their way on. And now here comes the cavalry, as it will be a Scribe Insiders, and now anomaly, thanks to the kill feed, able to find 4 elims. And only Marvel remains.
Only up to Marvel. Insiders is on a mission. He wants this win for Simpson's College so badly. And he has turned full Terminator mode just to get his team back to tied. Absolute MVP making performance right here.
They dropped the 20 bomb, by the way. They already have a 20 bomb on the board, and we just started here in the second half. If they keep this up, they're going to drop a 30 bomb. And honestly, the way Siders is playing, they're pretty much stating what jet nerf. What nerf? I don't remember there being a jet nerf. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah,
they
jet nerf?
Jet.
No.
No.
Insane
Let's be
stuff.
honest. I think the biggest nerf in Valorant history was the chamber nerf.
I mean, well, nah, it was I still think Jet had the worst nerfs. No. Listen.
No.
The interaction with the Cypher tripwires bouncing her back for preventing her from dashing through it. That was the craziest thing.
Are you talking? Wait, no, you're talking. I said chamber, not Cypher. Cypher got a buff, not a nerf. I'm talking about chamber.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Jet. I'm talking about Jet getting her literal wings clipped. And they're like, nah, we shouldn't allow her to dash through wires at all, so she gets bounced back. Like, bro, I was crying. I was crying in church. It was just...
Oh, boo-hoo. Chamber got nerfed completely out of the meta. Like, Chamber got Woody dropped. They are gone. And speaking of, Siders able to lay waste to Sully. And finally, they too are gone, as it will be Cleveland State to take their round win.
Okay, back on the board finally for Cleveland. Up to 8. Stopping that Siders ball rolling from Simpson's College. This is a good round to do so, too. A good round to do so. Looking at the economy, looking at the buys. It's going to be a nice one. This round coming in for Cleveland State. You know, they should be able to keep it going. I think they have a really good game plan. Take out everyone that's not Siders, and he can't 1v5. Surely he can't. He's not John Wick. Surely he's not going to be able to do all of us dirty like that. But Simpson College, they gotta tighten up just a tad bit.
Again, just to go back to the conversation, I think Cypher could use another buff. Honestly,
oh, yeah?
I feel like if you fall into the tripwire, it should be an automatic concussion, not a delayed one. Because I mean, the Cypher tripwires, they stand out pretty well. You know, they can be visually seen, and there's also an audio cue to the tripwire. So I think if you trip it with even all of the tells, you deserve to be concussed. Just another captain hot take for you.
I love it. I love it. Okay. We are Sully in the lurk. Has audio cues there. Yep. We'll take down Siders, the main man. Look at the morale from Simpsons completely crumble here. Cleveland looking to put up a flawless round, potentially. Scribe's into that big old gun. I don't know if he knows how to use it. Lime walking up to it. Who's going to shoot first? Okay, Bonsai will get it. But immediately gets turned on by Lime, who just happened to walk over. Talk about coincidental timing. Completely flashed, completely done. Revy's going to take down Scribe. Oh, wow. Okay. The ball is rolling back to the court of Cleveland State. Doing a good job maintaining it. Simpson's College got to hunker down. Regain that composure that they had that brought them this far back up in game number 2. Unless they want to force game 3 up against Cleveland.
Absolutely. It is going so well in the second half for Cleveland State, and they're forcing Simpson College into an eco round. Who, need I mind you, had a pretty solid start here in the second half, but now it's going all the way of Cleveland State, and honestly, it's going to be hard to pull this one back, as once again, we're at C Main, and there's Marshalls there and C Long. And one shot, actually, I think both of those shots land. You could see the breach and the raise. They took half damage there.
Half health, yeah.
That's not bad for Simpson College so far.
Absolutely. I don't want to take that. Puts off the pressure for just a moment, making them have to rotate over somewhere else. It does look like B is the name of the game, as Lime trying to go aggressive here and actually gets the swing on to Siders, who gets immediately dropped. And just another one for Scribe as well. And now Simpson College, two of the heroes of this lineup, not making anything happen before they fall. Light potentially can cause a disruption. 3v5, all scattered towards B site. Spike is down here. Has to be actually immaculate, but no, Fode's got Revy's back. Take that one down as Cleveland completely breaking the morale of Simpson.
If they could just get like a spray onto Raise and Breach, that's going to be too free of limbs there. But, you know, Revy, again, playing the wiggle there, not going to be giving anything away for free, as the spike does go beyond saving, and that is going to be yet another round win for Cleveland State, and they are in the double digits. If they keep playing like this, Crow, we're going to have ourselves a game 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the timeout will be called by Simpson College. I'll be to shake them up, say, what are y'all doing? We were doing it. We were going well, and now it's literally turned on its head.
And now it's another segment of the Captain and Crow Show. It's the timeout
I didn't bring
segment.
Slides.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, I mean, this is going phenomenal so far for Cleveland State. And, you know, I really wasn't expecting this, considering that they were on such a downhill type of roll, or rather a spiral down, you know, from their first series and then starting out on Lotus. But now they're starting to get an uptick here, and it is much needed. They're looking really good here on Haven. Yeah,
they really are. And it's such a night and day difference compared to their performance in the previous series. They really want to force us to a game 3, and it shows. They did not come to mess around. Simpson College starting to falter here towards the end. Not quite out of the realm of possibility of them bringing it back. They're down by 3. They can catch up. I mean, if they have those like amazing performances from Siders, which I feel like at this point Cleveland has pinpointed as the main threat, it's a little difficult, but it's not completely undoable.
Yeah, and you know what's one thing that I want to see, and from Valorant in general, you know, we're in October. We're a week into October. Where is the spooky stuff from Valorant? I need some events. I need some new cosmetics. Where is the spookiness in Valorant? You know, 'tis the season, and I haven't seen none of it.
Not one single pumpkin has arrived yet, and I am upset.
I am upset. We got a Cypher event. Remember, they had a whole Cypher game mode.
Yeah, that was fun.
Where's the spooky stuff?
Speaking of spooky, Blight popping out of the darkness, dropping Lime immediately. Oh, wow, okay, Rolling Thunder. Push everybody off the site, everybody that's not there. Look, everyone from Simpsons is still scattered on the map. They're back by spawn. They're back near B site. They're not even ready to contest this, and that's what I was talking about. They were doing it so well earlier on in the game, and now they're just playing like scared chickens at times, and they have to be able to shore this up and completely undo this. As Anomaly's going to get hunted down by Sully, who wins the spray trade. Siders and Blight, though, even it up. Back to the 2v2. They have to win all of it. I do love Sully's positioning right here. Marvel as well, downwind. I can smell it. Siders walking straight into a trap. He's good, but the jumping Bucky says no, sir. But now it's down to a 1v1. Trades up. Goes for the sound. All the way down the range. Not quite enough. I don't believe there's any time to defuse it either. Oh my god. Marvel buying enough time for it. And Siders falls in the explosion. Cleveland State just barely winning that one by the grace of God.
And then the whole point of that was the whole point of leaving instead of trying to stick was so that way you can get away with a Phantom, and they didn't even get that. Again, it's a little disappointing, a little anticlimactic. And now, if I'm not mistaken, I could have swore that, yes, okay, we're going to have 2 ops going into this next round. And I don't know what's even more nerve-wracking, but I don't blame Simpson College because this is a must-round win, so they literally have to buy up. And you could see it looks as though that they are going to be bringing an Odin and an op to this next round as we are well and underway. So far, looking a little quiet from Simpson College. No op shots just yet.
Yeah. Nothing just yet. Getting a little feel out, trying to see where everybody's position-wise. Cleveland State having a really good resurgence here. Looking to push this all the way through. Like I said, they want to force that map 3. They do not want to get double 2-0'd on the day. Lime trying to take matters in his own hand. Showstopper is there. Very good shot. Even if he fires it blindly, gonna hit something, but he his sights on Bonsai and they go boom. Scry being able to tie it back up though, taking down Fode. Lime has not been dealt with, but will deal with Blight. So at the end of the day, it's just down to 2 for Cleveland State. This is the approaching map point here if they get this round win, and I don't believe that Simpson College you want to try and go for this.
Yeah, I think it's all but over at this point because you got to keep in mind that Simpson College bought up and then they did nothing with it. They bought an Odin, they bought an op, and we have yet to see either of them be used. And, you know, you kind of got to feel now for the Jet on Simpson College because there's really not much they can do here. They got an op in hand. They can't play for retake. And there's no one else left alive. So it's kind of a feels bad. But Cleveland State has got to be feeling good as they put themselves on the match point.
Absolutely. Sider's going to get at least 1 on the exit. Keeping hands on that operator. But they have to make it matter here. They actually have to get value off of this all-powerful sniper. Or else they are going to this map 3. And I'm going to be honest, if they get to the map 3, I don't know how hard they're going to be able to hold up. This Cleveland State is getting back on form. Getting that confidence in and knowing that they can toy with Simpson College. Looking to do so. Finishing up this map strong.
Oh yeah, this is Cleveland's map to win. I'm pretty much convinced. I have seen some greater comebacks, but Cleveland with the way they're playing, I just don't see them giving it up. But you know, Siders is going to start things off on the positive note for Simpson, as they do get a pretty nasty shot there to open things up with the op. And you know, it was literally, it looked like they got shot in the leg. And you know, with the op, that's all it takes.
I was literally drinking a sip of water and I saw the shot go through and I almost choked. So thanks for that. That was wonderful. Wow. Yeah, but you need 4 more of those and across like 4 more rounds just to even get within sniffing distance of this victory. And it's just very, very difficult because, like, look, they're still split so much across the map. Yeah, sure, Cleveland haven't decided on where exactly they want to try and drop this spike yet, but they're also leading Simpson College around everywhere. Looks like they're going to go for a hard B push because they know they don't have that scouted.
Yeah, not much doing so far for Cleveland State. They really can't find an avenue they want to commit to. You know, they had B site, but you know what? They didn't have the spike.
Oh, they didn't have the spike. They didn't have the spike. What? Oh my God, what a blunder. Siders is waiting now. Waiting for them. Has a set. Oh, what the Marvel? No way. Literally a sneeze flick takes down the operator, the insurance policy for getting Simpson College into this game, and now their hopes are dashed and destroyed. That is down to 1. It will be nothing but sour grapes for Simpson. Cleveland State to a map number 3.
Honestly, it's deserved because I was really expecting CSU to come out strong. Even on Lotus, you know, I was really thinking it was their game to win. You know, they're up higher in the standings. They just came off of a huge map in match against ONU. They got the warm-ups in, so they should have had the advantage. So I was expecting them to win, from the get-go, but I got to tell you right now, they're looking pretty dominant as they were able to take a good win onto Haven. But it's all reset. Boom. The series, the scoreline, it's all reset now. We're going into a game 3, so all bets are off. There's really no way to tell which way this is going to go, as neither team really has an advantage anymore.
Absolutely. And I don't know, it's just so weird. Like, if you were to tell me after how bad they blundered on Haven the first time today, that they were going to be able to fall, like, just start off hot, then fall a little bit, then recoup, and then push it all the way through, I would have been like, all right, Cap, you know what? Maybe you cap it a little bit too much today. But no, great job by them to do so. As we do send it to another break, as we prep for game number 3, we'll see you guys in just a few moments.
Well, here we are for the last time today. It is the Midwest Esports Conference, and this last series is going the distance all the way to Game 3. Once again, I am Captain Etsuka, joined on the desk by a beautiful Crow.
Absolutely, and I do believe our wonderful producer told us we're going to Ascent for the third map. And, well, it's going to be some Valorant, I'll tell you that's for sure. No, but definitely looking forward to this one. As we did see Cleveland have that resurgence. Simpson, they just weren't able to hold together. Like, at the end of the day, they just were not able to hold it together. At the end of Haven. And it's just like, it's very much a matter of, can they get back in the saddle? Can they, restore? All right, my dog is being a dog. But it's just a matter of how can they recover mentally and like getting back into this, because they were very close at the end there. Sure, it was a 7-12, 7-13 at the end of the day, but Simpson showed signs that they were going to be able to like bring it back from being behind. So looking forward to see how it goes.
Yep, samesies. And honestly, I am definitely looking forward to see how this one settles, because again, we're even. All bets are off. No team has an advantage going into this one. And there's really no way of telling on how this is going to go, because this is the first time we're seeing Ascent today at all. I mean, it's been all Lotus, all Haven, and now we have gone to objectively some of the most divisive maps in Valorant to literally the 50-50 neutral map. And I'm expecting pretty much the meta. I'm honestly surprised we're not seeing a mirror matchup already. And what I'm seeing from the defenders, actually both of these are kind of askew. I'll be honest, bringing in a Fade, was not expecting that. But I was expecting the KJKO combo, and I'm also expecting a Sova. So both of these sides are kind of mixing it up. The meta for the most part is going to be your KO, your Sova. You're gonna have the KJ there along with you, and then of course you bring the Omen. Omen is of course on both sides here, and then your duelist is maybe where you can have some wiggle room. You go with a Jet or you go with a Raze, but other than that, I'm not sure what they're doing here. They're both going with some obscure composition, not even too obscure, but just a little bit. Like again, on the attacking side you have a Fade instead of a Sova, and then on the other side defending, instead of having that KO, you bring a Breach. So I guess, more in line with the meta would be the defending composition. And that's just me. That's just me talking here.
I mean, I definitely like the composition that, CSU has. It's a very standard stock composition. The Fade is nothing new. We've seen it on Ascent multiple times. Her kit allows her to work very well on this map. It's just not as many teams play it as, one would think. I think the absence of, a Sky maybe, it's a little interesting to go here, but Cleveland State showing that up with the Breach pick. Going to show us that like they have a lot of traps that they can set for Simpson College, but the info gathering is just as good on Simpson's College side. So if I'm looking for this Cleveland side, Marvel to be once again anchoring down as well as they have been. Someone that has been playing really, really well, like allowing them to get back into a lot of these situations, even if they're the slightest bit down, has been Lime, who has normally just been known as a hot and cold player, definitely showing up right now, and just need them to keep that form if they want to carry it over the finish line.
Well, look at this 3-stack right now that is coming from Simpson College. They are just lining up here towards tree, and that smoke could not have been placed better. That is going to hold them off at least for a moment as the swing does come out. Now you can see the trades are being made as now the final swing will go the way of CSU as Marvel is able to click one head but then get dealt with in turn. And just as quickly as the match started, we already have ourselves a 2v2.
Yeah, it took a moment. It took a moment to get right out of the gates, but it was all action once they locked eyes on each other. Now over towards A site. CSU want to play this a little bit more careful. As oh yeah, that's going to get spotted out immediately. Now they have an idea of where the enemy team might could be. Going to get planted right behind that big old bunker. As what? Fode, the sheriff, absolutely insane. Siders, man with a plan, the clutch master general, has to do it one more time to get this victory in the pistol round. Not going to be the case. That's a quick frag. That's a defuse. Sully says, thank you very much for the extra creds.
Yeah, you know, I'll be honest, you know, looking at these two compositions, I'm sorry, but I can't personally, I can't go to an Ascent without Sova. I gotta have a Sova on my squad. You know, that's the thing that holds me down, you know, because I'll be getting nervous on Ascent, and the only thing that calms me down is a good Sova. So, like, whichever team is bringing Sova on Ascent, I think is gonna have the advantage. And, you know, unfortunately, Simpson College, you know, they didn't bring the Sova. As much as I think KO is definitely most viable on Ascent, that Sova Odin combo just goes absolutely brazy, and you expect to see it. By the way, from CSU, absolutely. On B main, wall sprays all day. Just get ready for it. It's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely. We know it's going to happen at least 4 times this game, but looks like setting up shop in the A area. Okay. Yeah, you do see some of Simpson College looking around his Fode. Guardian Angel. Just take down Scribe as Revy walks around the corner, runs into 2, and gets both of them. Oh, no. That's absolutely disastrous for Simpson's College. Men should not have gotten away with the Spectre. Oh man. Panic state a little bit for Simpsons College as neither member were able to confirm a kill. The Siders finally get something on the line, but Revy, all gravy, baby.
Yep, and then only anomaly remains. But again, this is what we expect. I mean, this is Ascent. There's really no tricks that you can really pull here. This is straight up Valorant. This is Valorant at its core. You know, there's really no trick plays that you're going to pull out. There's no, you know, special ways around the objectives or around the sites. You just got to take and retake. It's as simple as that. And right now, Cleveland State are doing fairly well on the defending side of the spike, but now Simpson College have an opportunity for the bonus round. As they look to try and get their first round win on the board and deny Cleveland State their bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. But Revy with the Marshall in hand. We saw some dangerous plays he's been able to make with this before. See if they can have the repeat performance. They will be suppressed a little bit. This composition by Simpsons, a little bit ambitious. They have to play a little bit more restrained, you know, get information before they can make these plays. They charge on the A site. So far, so good as they take down a few members, but looking for the backup from Cleveland State. What is the retake looking like?
I mean, it's not looking good. I mean, as much as I think Revy is good with the Marshall, I don't think Breach is that good with the Marshall. I mean, Breach is not a very sniper-heavy character. I mean, they're supposed to be the initiator. They're the entry. There's not really much entry you could do with a sniper rifle. You know, they play a lot more close range than they play long. So, you know, Breach on the Marshall, I don't think is going to be able to do much. As again, they're going to have to try and find a way around. Sully, though, thanks to the kill feed, able to find one with the Ares, and they're going to even up the odds here. 3v3 as Revy is right outside of Dora, is going to be sending out the concussion, and now Fode with a 2-piece. Now looking to solidify. Fode comes in clutch to get the 3K to end the round out, and Cleveland State will get the bonus.
That was such a denial. That was literally just like, all right, guys, it's cool. You can take out a few homies. You can be first to side, but it doesn't matter. We just have the better strength of composition here. And Cleveland State played that immaculately. Like, they took their time, gathered the info they needed to. I have to say, Fode, like, even though Fode wasn't able to do normal Sova things, it was just so incredible to see how Revy and, oh my God, who's playing KJ right now? I'm drawing a blank. But, they just completely took over. Like, don't worry, guys, we got this. Using an Ares and a Marshall to deny everything going on is, wow, Revy quickly with 2.
Yeah, I got to say, Breach, a lot better with the Vandal than they are the Marshall. You know, they're doing a lot more work this time around. Revving now from up on high and Garden, looking towards Tree, not being able to pick out anyone as they are going to be making their way back towards mid. Meanwhile, you do have 2 from Simpson College on site, and here comes KJ with the Odin in hand, going to be bringing out the literal big guns here. But keep in mind, there is a pesky flank coming around from Simpson College. It's there. They're waiting. They're just right down the ramp here, but no, they're not going to pull the trigger just yet.
Was there an audio cue, something that gave it away? Scribes walking into a death trap, trying to make some fancy play happen. Revy will completely deny it. Once again, A-Site plans, dreams, hopes dashed. Cleveland State up by 4. Revy and Sully, they're playing so silly, but it's working so perfectly.
I gotta say, when you're going for a flank like that, that flank was a great call. It was a
very
great
flank.
It was good. And speaking of, we now have a timeout, another great call, because it's time for the Captain and Crow Show as we get ready to go into this. And I gotta ask you, you know, if you could pick any Valorant agent to dress up as for Halloween, which one would you pick?
Specifically for Halloween,
yeah,
I guess Omen would fit the bill. He's kind of scary with that hood, glowing 3 slits. You know, it's kind of scary.
Me, I think I would have to go with Breach because, you know, I'm somewhat of a bigger boy, and honestly, the only character that I can envision having a gut would be Brimstone. You know? Like Brim's kind of cut, you know. So like I feel like Brimstone, being that they're more of like the retiree of the group, you know, they're the coach. I feel like they would be the only one where a gut would be justifiable. So I would go as Brim.
Okay. That could work. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. Yeah. Oh, you're saying we need a big boy agent next?
Yes, we need big boy representation in Valorant.
I dig it. I'm with it.
Well, here we are now going into round number 5. Cleveland State just popping off. I mean, Ascent, so far their map, but you have to keep in mind, this map has no allegiance to no one. There is no advantage on the defensive offensive side of the spike. It is strictly 50-50, so anything can and will happen here on Ascent, as the attack, once again, is going to be making way here on towards the A site.
Absolutely agreed. Okay. Bush is on. Scribe finally making some money happen. They take down Lime in this interaction as the Seekers go out from Simpson's College lineup. Scribe good with 2. Taking out Revy's really key there, but Sully. Big Odin in hand. We were talking about the Sova Odin action. We've been ignoring the KJ Odin action this entire game, defending their ultimate. Oh, wow, this is absolutely insane. Almost like a fortress, and yeah, that door's going to melt so fast as the entire team from Simpson's College has to run right past Sully. Or no. Okay, stopped it off for the corner. Actually loses in that gunfight against Siders. Wow, just really surprising there. Both are so low. Fode can clean this up, just one tap, but it's the one tap from Siders to seal the deal. Give Simpson something on the board.
And you see, that's why with the Odin, it's better to start, like, you know, around chest or neck high, because they went immediately for the headshot, which is what you're supposed to do on any other weapon. But on the Odin, if you're just going for the initial head click, it's not going to do you any good because the fire rate is so high. So again, you know, that's just habit from the gun range. You know, you're practicing with every other weapon and you want to go instantly for the headshots. And you do want to do the same on the Odin sometimes. You know, you really want to go chest to neck high because that recoil on the Odin is a monster.
Yeah, absolutely. But okay, that will be Simpson's College just barely eking it out there. I mean, one of those shock darts connected would have spelled disaster for both members. Finally feeling good, getting something on the board. Cleveland still up by 3. A-side has been the name of the game. I want to say every single round so far in this game. I don't believe they've gone to B-side yet.
They're afraid of that Odin. Like, that's why you don't go B. If you go B, you're gonna get wallbanged by the Odin. It's gonna happen. Meanwhile, you do see Fode sitting out the Al drone. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's the wallbang. But that time it was from the Guardian regardless. So that's how you want to do it. You always want to have your Sova on B because that recon dart gives you so much information through a completely just shootable wall. That wall has got to be made of like styrofoam.
Oh, gotta be at least, it's about an inch thick. Can knock it down, literally flick it to pieces. But yeah,
it's just drywall.
Honestly, might be completely right there. Simpson College forcing to rotate over to B. We'll take down one. Marvel's still alive though, and when Marvel's alive, there's definitely a chance for a wraparound. It's 1v4. Unfortunately, for Blight, not gonna happen, and the dragon simulation will be there. Execution, I love that execution. It's so cool. But,
yeah, very Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Give a big shout out to our FGC homies in the chat and everywhere else.
We
with
out
that
here.
Mortal Kombat animality, as it were, back in the gap.
Very much allowing Cleveland State to regain, the lead that they already had. But no, I mean, I guess that answers the question why they don't decide to rush B site, because, wow, they got 2 picks, completely had to change their game plan. Simpson College need to find some answers. I mean, it really relies on them getting the picks off his production. Grant, come on.
Goodness gracious, we love production. We love it. We do it for the memes, but we stay for the Valorant, right? I mean, as we are now well and underway into round 7, and yeah, I gotta say again, we're seeing another slow push coming from Simpson.
Yeah, I mean, they got burned. They tried to go for something different after hitting A 4 times in a row. They're like, no, that's not gonna work. Now they're trying a different approach to A, as Blight's just gonna get taken care of. No, Sully, come on, bro. This is a competitive match. This isn't your pub games. How are you getting 3Ks with the Odin, man? That's unreal. The Siders will be able to take down Revy. Oh, no. This might be the Odin ace.
It's the golden Odin, by the way.
It is. Transcendent Odin skin. Sending them to Valhalla the best they can. Up the Fode to not take this kill. Siders wants to deny it as much as possible. We're playing ringing around the rosy. Back to site though. Just Fode. Sully is too far away. There's only 10 seconds left. No plant has happened. Yeah, he could deny this. Just flick him into the sky. What is that lineup? Okay.
Pretty nutty.
Yeah. Oh, and there it is. Sully with the Odin ace. It would have been funny if Fode took it, though. Not going to lie. That would have been pretty hilarious. But wow. Cleveland playing, I want to say, arguably more dominant on this map than they did back on Haven.
I think that's a little bit of an understatement, honestly. Like, I mean, on Haven, they gave up a couple of rounds. So far on Ascent, they've only given up 1, and we'll chalk that up to a mulligan at best. There was some goofy goobery being, and again, Cleveland State played with their food in that round. Let's be honest. They kind of, just took the round for granted, and ever since then, they've just not given anything away. And again, Sully just leading the way with this Golden Odin. And I got to tell you, this is actually the first time I've seen the Golden Odin. And it is a beautiful thing. Odin and Ascent just go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the skin a few times. I do love it for sure. The fact that we had this expectation, we thought Fode was going to be the one rocking the Odin. But no, it is 100%. The Sully show is Lime getting lucky with the judge, jumping in, being jury and executioners. CSU putting a stamp of dominance on this map. Trying to bring it to that 7-1, and yeah, Ode gonna hit it with a shock dart. Super cheeky, good stuff.
Yeah, what I'm seeing right now from CSU is that, they lost on Lotus, and they took that personally. They just did not, take that one very kindly. They seem to have leaned forward. They unplugged the controller, plugged it back in. They tightened their grip on the sticks, and they have just been on a tear ever since.
Literally on a tear. That's the best way to describe it right now. It does look like a little bit huddled toward B. Simpson College might want to try something new in the playbook, or just, adapt accordingly, because, oh, wow, okay. A side has not been working out for them. Does look like a little bit of a call. I mean, yeah, they want to stick to it. They want to stick to it. They're opting to try and go for it. Is they're going to throw down the Killjoy ultimate, get that lockdown going. Siders grabs 2. Anomaly. What a shot from Anomaly. Being able to grab that. Okay, the plant is on. Can Sully be the hero here? Gets a headshot with the Odin. Oh no, Cap, I've seen this before. Oh, actually switches to the Vandal. They want to go with something a bit more bursty, a bit more accurate. Try and make this happen.
Well, let's see if they can. And you do have a damaged player there in the corner. If they could just swing. Oh, but they can't. Blight is there to get the elim, and that is a much-needed round going to Simpson College as they get their second on the board. And, you know, you want to go into the second half with bare minimum 3. You know, you want to try and at least invoke the 9-3 curse if you can, but, you know, we'll see what they can do. They still got time here in the first half.
They do have time, yeah. But I do like the fact, I mean, this is how they're going to have to play these rounds. They could not opt into 5v5s or 4v4s or what have you. They have to outnumber Cleveland State, but pick off the key members. Those key members being Lime, and in this case, Sully. Getting those people off the map. Do not allow them to cause a ruckus and disrupt any plans that they have. They have a fighting chance to bring this back in this game number 3.
Well, let's see if they can do it. They still have an opportunity here, and keep in mind that they can switch sides and still pop off. This map shows no allegiance to offense or defense. There's still plenty of opportunity for Simpson College, but they're going to have to start making that comeback sooner rather than later because that 5-round deficit does not look good. And now Fode trying to make it happen with the Odin, but gets gunned down quickly. As we do see at least one trade being made thanks to the kill feed. And now look at Sully. Going to be lining up here in defender spawn. Trying to find at least one cheeky elim, but nobody pushing just yet. And Marvel from the alleyway, able to watch Sully's back and now find a 2-piece.
Yo, he said he has Sully's back, and he meant it. Being able to go good for 3, now it's good for 4. That'll be it though. Wiping the squad out. They had to invest the Killjoy ultimate for funsies, I guess. But wow, Simpson College looked like they had a good game plan going. Marvel just completely dashed their hopes.
I love how Cleveland State are being polite with the defuse. They're like, no, you go ahead and get it. You deserve it. Oh no, I insist. You get the defuse. Get the ultimate point. You deserve it. And they're like, okay, fine, sure, thank you. You know, they're just sharing the love around. You know, they're definitely feeling themselves over the side of CSU.
Yeah, feeling themselves indeed. They doing a whole dance and a whole jig, man. This is insane. They're up 8-2 here. Looking to crest it over. I believe this is last round. No, there's 2 more, right? Yeah, 2 more. So they just want to go ahead, put that quote-unquote finishing touches on things. Yeah, now Simpsons, they got to play angry.
Well, that'll make you angry if you're on the side of Cleveland State. But look, from up on high, Marvel can't get the shot. But Siders can, as they're able to find that one on Marvel. And now the spike is going to be planted thanks to Blight. It's going to be a 3v4 retake now for CSU. And look at Revy from the outside there. Just trying to, I guess, maybe find someone out in rotation, but no one's there.
Yeah, no one at all, chasing the shades of a ghost. Simpsons College with those 2 picks being able to get their way onto the site. For how long will they be able to have control of this? Is Revy looking to make something happen. Takes out 2 important pieces of utility. That's an inkling of where the enemy could be. It's up the Fode, big Ode in hand. Not going to happen though. Shooting fish in a barrel, but Siders cleans it up with a 4K. At the end of the day, will make it happen. Tries to go for the 5th. Not quite there. Anomaly has his back though. Will get another round in the pocket of Simpson College. Now it is the last round before the swap. Hoping to put this to 8-4.
Siders just took the body block for Anomaly just now.
Honestly, true.
The site was lined up with the Odin. You know, they had the read and the shots were looking good, and then Siders just jumped right in front of the barrel.
Said no, not my bro.
It worked, you know, but Siders gave up the ace, and they gave the ace up for the homie, and that's honorable.
That's honorable. That's it. At the end of the day, that's honorable.
Oof.
Wow. Oh wow. That's a oofer. Okay, Lime, he knows they're here. Yeah, he knows he's gonna try to go for the revive. Oh no, he couldn't get the extra frags, but you know who can? Revy, who also has an Odin? What? You're kidding me, Cleveland State. Got the God Squad online, apparently.
And now only one player remains for Simpson College, and it looks like we're going to get the dreaded 9-3 curse, whether we like it or not. As you can see, it is going to be the Lone Omen, going to have to drop back over there towards B main again, and they really haven't had a lot of success. See, Fode going to be throwing up dart. Does get the read. They get blinded in the process, and Revy will steal the final limb. And there you have it. Cleveland State will be going into the next half with a 9-3 split in their favor.
Yep. Now it depends on how much you believe in curses, my boy. Now I know you down there in old voodoo country, but at the same time, it is spooky season, so how powerful is the curse gonna be in this situation?
I mean, I've seen it in real time on a professional level, so it is real. But the point is that you have to believe in it. Simpson College don't believe in the curse, and it's just not gonna happen.
Cleveland's like, to hell with all your curses. Going pure, just off the power of vibes and friendship. Make it happen.
Vibes and friendship. I dig it.
Yeah. It works for Naruto.
Why my rank is, why my rank is so low? Because I lack both vibes and friendship.
You have to be like Naruto. It's his ninja way.
Believe it. No, I'm kidding.
The new start to the half. As we do see great knife skills from Foe, just flicking and twirling. Let's see what the play here is. It looks like a call towards mid, yeah. All CSU just running straight up and dividing off how they need to. Buddy hopping around, avoiding right clicks aplenty. It will be met here by the rest of some colleges. Holding her at the B site. Oh yeah, they're running over in long. Oh no, that could be scary. That could be scary. Fode really playing unafraid. Reckless abandon, you gotta call it. Gets the spike planted for his team, though. They're gonna carry it all through as Revy. Just gonna task it. See what the finishing touches on this are. Scribe. Oh, man. Gets shot in the leg. Do a little dance. Has to buy time as much as he can. Oh, Sully. He needs to win it for his team. Did he buy enough time for the defuse, though? I think it could be done here.
Yeah, they got it.
It's magical. A magical sight to behold.
Yeah, I mean, when you take that initial shot, you got to commit. Like, we saw the KJ there. They got, a leg shot off, did a little bit of damage, and then they just tried to play peekaboo around the boxes. The only problem is that you could shoot clean through those boxes. So once you get that first shot off, you just got to hold W and start right-clicking. Otherwise, that is exactly what is going to happen. You're going to get outspun, and you're going to get right-clicked on yourself. So, again, great play coming from Simpson College in order to take the first pistol, well, the second pistol round here in the game, but the first of the second half.
Absolutely, absolutely. But good job from Simpson getting back on the board. They were down pretty bad earlier on, man. They are going to be pushing it here, trying to take this all-important decider game number 3. Oh, Lime, no. He just walked around. He literally just turned the corner. Oh, there's certain words that I could say, but to get the stream destroyed. But no, so Revy will go and get that plant. Simpson College down to their last 2. Knocking on a garage door here.
That happened so fast. I'm not even entirely sure what happened, but I can assume that the Rays was able to jump pack their way onto site, was able to get in a limb with the Stinger, pick up a Spectre, and then all hell broke loose onto Boatyard as now it continues to do so. Lime throwing out the paint shells, looking to find one. They deal a little bit of damage, and now they're able to confirm, but they get eliminated themselves. Oof. Until finally Sully is able to find Siders, and Cleveland State answer back, and they're able to put themselves in the double digits.
Up first the double digits here in game 3 on a sense. Who would have thought? All it takes is 2 sites to be a decider map.
That fan skin is really cool, but it seems a little redundant.
The Phoenix, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but the fan is supposed to cool you off. That thing's on fire.
It's like a nice little warm fan, you know.
What would you want a warm fan for?
When it's cold. What do you mean, bro?
I don't know. Seems a little redundant to me. But I mean, I guess when you're like thousands upon thousands of feet in the air, like Ascent is, maybe you do want a warm up.
It's probably pretty nippy up there. Let's be honest here. Air quality not the best. The breeze is just everywhere. Float on clouds. Ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, why is Revy so good? This man survived all of that, and Sully comes through with the Ares.
So it's like the Ares just like a pre-evolution of the Odin, you know?
Yeah.
And then the Marshall as well with the Op, you know, I just love how like these weapons just seem like pre-evolutions, especially when you have a judge that's an actual dragon.
An actual dragon.
Yeah, like these guns
I remember when everybody was memeing on this skin line when it came out.
I still don't like it.
I think it's kind of cool.
You have a living creature in your hand as a weapon.
Yeah.
It's a little disheartening. Like, I don't know. It's
he's my buddy. He just wants to do crime. He just wants to click heads and do crime. He's up for a fun time. My ride or die, and literally riding shotgun.
Nah, I'm not into it.
As he just, taking a time out, recollecting their thoughts. It's not down and out for Simpson College currently. It's a little scary. I mean, not necessarily my favorite position to be in this later on into a game. Hey, we can make it work. Simpson College believes they can. And hopefully the timeout was enough to reset their mental and get past the indomitable force that is Cleveland State. Wowza.
Yeah, they're one round away from match point. I mean, it is not looking good for Simpson right now, especially with the type of fight that they've been putting up. To see them, at this big of a deficit on Ascent, just simply was not expecting it. And now here we are going into round 16. And it looks as though it is going to be played towards mid, and there's the dragon.
Let's go,
but
Blight.
It will be slain by Blight.
Okay.
And it loses to a bulldog.
Dogs are man's best friend for a reason. Scribe taking a play out of Sully's book and opting for the Odin buy, making it work here. How much more does he have left in the tank, though? How many more righteous, glorious bolts can they raid down? The hard hold onto the B site, where there's the whole pivot rotation going over to A site, but Bonsai is there. We'll call it out and stop it right there. Ares versus Odin. I used to write stories about that when I was in elementary school, but in this time the state comes out on top with the with the Ares rather. Sully getting two with it. Bonsai wrapping around, make it 3. Oh wow, absolutely scary stuff. He's gonna try and pick it up? No.
Nah, when you have a phantom skin like that, you gotta keep it. Honestly, this, I'm not sure what the name of the bundle is, but I want to say it's like Outlaw or, Wild West or something to that effect. But I really, really love it. All the gun skins look so good. And, Cider's also looking pretty good in the kill feed as they find the final elimination on Fode. And the Simpsons College not done just yet.
Yeah. I mean, hey, all they got to do is pull a Fnatic, just win 7 rounds in a row. After being down the entire map. That's a great way to start.
Just saying, 9-3 curse. That's how we started.
You're absolutely right. Okay, looking into it here.
Also got to thank production for the groovy beat in the background.
Right. Okay. The call has been made. Looks towards A. Now the thing is, Cleveland State has a lot of great ultimates to work with here. They're actually going to go ahead and throw down the Rolling Thunder. They're like, yep, let's go ahead and roll out that carpet as Lime rocket jumping into the face of Siders, who's been so clutch for the team entire series. Not going to be a factor here in this very important round. Will be felled immediately. Wow, that's, I want to say 3 ultimates invested by CSU to make sure they take this round. Yeah, the rest of Simpson College, they're chilling in spawn.
I mean, it's not a bad strat. You know, you're one away from match point. You want to put yourself on the match point, and you want to force some economy struggles onto Simpson. So it makes sense that you're going to use those ultimates. And again, those ultimates are doing you no good by saving them. I'd rather you use the ultimates in a nonsense type of round than to not use them at all. And speaking of, here comes the Nightfall now from Simpson College. They had a 2v2, but thanks to Marvel, it's a 2v1, and there's not enough time on the spike. So ultimates well invested, ultimates well spent. Cleveland State are now on match point.
Yep. All the way. Match point here. Okay. Let's see what the answer to the challenge by Cleveland State is from Simpson's College. Will this spell the end for them, or are they going to be able to get that miracle run going? Honestly, if I'm looking up against the indomitable force that is Sully with an Odin, I'd be tucking my tail and running, because the man has been putting up so many good numbers this entire map. So scary.
It is, but you got to keep in mind, Simpson College at least have, you know, a respectable buy. You know, they're bringing rifles to the party, even though they did lose one of their players early. So that's a little bit scary. But if I thought I could have swore I saw a null command, the KO ult, but no, I think that was just the KO dagger that gave them the entry there.
Yeah, just the dagger on entry, and Bonsai has to get that. No, he won't. That was such a key. If you got that double, would have been a better complexion for this squad. Is through the looking glass. Lime will go ahead and take down Scribe. It is all up to one. 1v5 situation. They don't even have control of the spike. Gets a ring around the rosy moment, as Anomaly will fall to Sully, who opts to switch off for a lighter gun. In the end, it's Cleveland State taking a very well-deserved 2-1 victory in today's series against Simpson College. And yeah, hey, we got to give it to them, man. They fought for it.
Honestly, you know, I was expecting Cleveland State to pop off a lot earlier. I thought they were going to have a much better showing on Lotus, but, you know, they just didn't show up that game. And then ever since then, all they did was show up. You know, again, I think that their thoughts were aligned with mine, thinking that Lotus was a gimme game, and then they showed up, and they did not take that very kindly. You know, I think they felt a little insulted by that. So then they put their try-hard hats on going into games 2 and 3, and they absolutely dominated. You know, and it goes to show why they're in the position that they are in the standings.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you had a little bit of a question about it in game number 2, because it did look a little shaky, it did look a little rocky, or in game number 1 rather, but no, games 2 and 3 definitely showed why Cleveland is where they are in the standings. It was close for a little bit. Shout out to Simpson for rising to the challenge when they could, but overall, at the end of the day, it was just not to be the case. Some things to look back on, some VOD reviews to be done. Simpson, I mean, they are towards the bottom of the standings, but they're definitely not the worst. Like, it's not by a wide margin. It's not by a huge canyon that they're being gapped by these teams. Just some things to clean up. But for myself, from Cap, from Hyper Behind the Scenes, thank you so much for watching more MEC this week. And we'll be back tomorrow with more Valorant series. Until next time, though, y'all have a good night. See you later.